and we'll get going. Okay. Your spring break felt really long? Well, I think that's a good thing. I had a really hard time coming back today, to be honest with you. Well, hopefully everybody did something fun and enjoy it. So I got the Nearpod I'm putting in the chat here. So make sure you can jump on and follow along. And I'm going to share my screen with you. Hold on. Sometimes this just doesn't like to work. There we go. That's a lot better. Okay. You got sick during and you went to the ER? Oh, not good. I'm sorry. Hopefully everything worked out okay. Yeah, that doesn't seem like a nice break, but hopefully most of you had a fairly nice break. So, okay. Welcome everybody. We are back to school. But honestly, we got a month and a half left until we got the biggest break of the year, which is summer break, and probably my favorite, to be honest with you. So today what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about population pyramids. So we're going to go over those in just a second. Reminder, this section is going to be recorded for learning purposes. I'll store it up for a year, kind of stuff. Classroom expectations really quickly. Make sure you're following along with the Nearpod. They use the chat tool respectfully and appropriately, and they also respond to questions and instructions the first time. Okay, this is the objective. I'll get to this in just a second, but let me just run through the course just so you understand. Remember, all of the lessons I post on the class announcements right here, so easy access. If we look at plan, as you can see, we just had spring break. We have our live lesson today, and then I always have our exit ticket / assignment due Friday. Okay. And as you can see, there's not much time. Last day for seniors is the 18th. Last day for everybody else is the 25th. And we are just cruising along, and then it's the big break of the year. Where you're going to find everything today, do your assignment. If you go to content right here, go to lesson 3. We have the Nearpod link if you want to go through that. And then the assignment is right here. I'll go over that with you at the very end so we can, so you kind of understand what's going on. But this is what's going to happen, okay? So given a population pyramid, students will look at the population pyramid. You'll be able to write the total population. You'll be able to go to the linked websites and find 2 population data points. You'll be able to subtract the smaller number from the larger number. So you'll be able to find out which gender is that kind of stuff. And then you'll also be asked a question that you'll need to support by using the data you can get from the population pyramids. Okay. So I know that sounds kind of maybe a little tricky, but by the end, you'll see how it works, and it's going to be pretty easy to roll. Okay, so this is what a population pyramid looks like. So you'll want to familiarize yourself with what it is. And so the links, the outside website I'll be sending you to is called populationpyramid.net. And what that does is it has the population pyramids from a whole bunch of different areas. So let's kind of look at it. So we have the x-axis across the bottom and the y-axis coming up here. They kind of have it in the middle of 0% and then it goes out. So this is actually the center right here on the x-axis. And this is the percentage of the total population. Now, if we look at the total population here, this is taken as a world population as of 2017. So as you can see, there was about 17.5 billion people in the world at that point in time. As you can see, the largest amount of the population is actually the younger generation, 0 to 4. As you can see, they take up most of the population, and then it kind of goes up from there. So many babies. Yeah, but that's not always the case. So it's kind of interesting when you look at different countries. You'll see that they have a whole bunch of people up here and not so many people down there. So if you kind of think about that, that's one of the things you'll have to think about when you're looking at population pyramids is that sustainable? People are, and the interesting part, this is a world population. And yes, there are quite a few, it's fairly even, this younger crowd, a lot of it. Of course, these guys die off over time. But if you have a small population here, what's going to happen when these people get to the working age, right? So you'd say like 18 to 65, they have to support the older population. And if there's not very many people here, how are you supposed to support all the people up here? How is society supposed to survive, right? So being able to add to the population just helps civilization go. Okay, sorry, I went off on a tangent there, but that's just something to consider. And there's other things to consider too. All right, so you'll find the total population, you'll find the percentage, and this is broken out into two different areas. They break them out by gender. So you have male and then you have female. And then on the side here, the y-axis, it's broken down by age range. So 0 to 4, 5 to 9, 10 to 14, etc., all the way up to 100 plus. Okay? So that is what a population pyramid looks like. So you will have to analyze some population pyramids. So I'm going to be giving you questions as we go over through. Like, for example, what is the population of, I put South America because that's what we're going to look at, but what is the population of the world? So you put in this number right here where it has population. Okay. That's what you'd kind of look at. Okay, so I want you on the Nearpod real quick, use your tools to circle where you find the population, the total population. Okay, so I'm assuming most of you did that. Very good. Okay, let's go to the next question here. So the next question will be that you need to go to this website, okay? And so let me pull this over real quick so you can kind of see it. Okay, so this would be the website here that you go to. And as you can see, you can drop down and you can look at different countries. So it's very interesting to look at different countries because like look at Africa. Wow, right? You don't have very many people that live past, you know, I would even say in their 50s. So you got a lot of people that die really quickly, but you have a lot of babies born, right? So using what you know about Africa and all that kind of stuff, you kind of think, well, why is that, right? Could it be because of lack of food, lack of healthcare? You know, all of those things kind of play a factor. You can even break it down to like Western Africa, you know, all that kind of stuff. Okay, but let's go here to South America because that's what we're going to be looking at. Let's see if it has a search button. No. South America. Oh. South America. Okay. Very interesting trends. Okay. As you can see right here, in all of South America, there are less babies being born. Right here. Okay, so as we come right here, what you're going to do is what it wants you to do is look at age ranges. So from 85 to 89. So if I pop over here, and you'll have to go to the website exactly, 85 to 89. It's probably kind of hard to see on your screen, but let me throw this in the chat if you want to be able to see that. I'll push that out to you. You will see that there's about 874,000 men that are 85 to 89, but there's 1.5 million women. So that kind of tells you a little something, right? There's a huge decrease starting, I would say around, well, if we look at it right here, men and women are about even, or are even on the 35 to 39. But slowly but surely, men start dying off. So after 40, men start dying off a lot faster than the women do. Okay. So that's interesting. So you got to think maybe why that happens. So we'll think about that in a second. Okay. So what you're going to do here, you're going to get the how many females. You'll write down that number. You'll get how many. The third question is how many males. And so what you'll have to do is you'll have to take that number right here, and you'll have to say, okay, well, I got to subtract, 1.5 million to 874,000. And in regards to South America, you guys can put who lives to be longer. Okay. So this is talking about the world population, but you could probably fill that in pretty easily. So why don't you fill that in? I'm going to answer some questions on the chat here. Okay, so this seems to be most countries, right? Females live to be longer than males. Okay, so you'll be asked that question. Who lives longer, male or female? So let's have you answer those real quick. Good. Okay. So this is where I kind of need to get your thoughts. Okay. So let's go back. It wants to look at the world population. So we're going to go back to world. Oops. It's being mean to me there. Okay, there we go. Okay. So we're coming back to the world population, and this is as of 2019. There was 7.7 billion people in the world. So the question asks us here, when we look at, 0 to 45, we have more males that are born, as you can see right here. So at the very bottom, it says 4.5 males, 4.3% female. Okay. Same here. 4.4, 4 point that, 3 point there. And it keeps going up until you reach the age of about 40 to 44. Or actually 45 to 49. And then it becomes even. Males and females are the same percentage of the population. But slowly, so why down here we have such a discrepancy? I mean, we're talking about, oof. If I'm doing my math really quick, about 25 million people, okay? We lose 25 million people more in males than we do females after we hit this thing. So for some reason, males are dying off quicker at a younger age, okay? So let's hypothesize or theorize why is that changes, okay? Men have higher population in the younger years. Yep, that's true. Good. Okay. Because females have a longer lifespan compared to males. Okay. But why? Why would they? Why would they? Right? Somebody said men. Okay. What if you kind of look at some of the differences, right? Like why men take more risks. Okay, very good. So it's known that. So one of the things I do is I teach driver's education. And so one of the statistics that it shows is younger drivers, as you look at genders, females will actually get in more accidents, but they're less severe. And when a male gets in an accident, it's severe, right? I don't know if it's the testosterone, the speed, that kind of stuff. Okay, somebody said 0-35 males are higher percentage, but slowly it evens out. Then women become higher percentage. There's always a theory that men die off just because they're more risk, okay? A lot more dangerous behavior, but I'm not sure. So that's a good hypothesis right there, right? Data kind of shows that in a way. So it's kind of interesting. There are more males until 45, and it becomes more females and higher, okay? I think this could happen because females are stronger immune system. Okay, so I would actually say like maybe on average, and I know we're doing generalizations here, which may not be the best thing to do, but females sometimes take better care of themselves, right? Health-wise. Females take more precautions. Interesting. Men have more stress. Okay, possibly. Yeah. Males are higher percentage in their younger years and evens out later. Okay, so this would be something that comes into effect too. When you look at different areas, because I'm really interested, and it's a world event that's happening right now, but it's sad. But I'll be interested to see the population pyramid once we get data back after the war in Ukraine ends. It will be interesting to see what percentage of the male population, dies off compared to there. So you got to think of that. One of the population pyramids you can look at is like right after World War II, when all those men died off, you had a huge aggregate of females that stayed at home, right? They're helping with the war effort at home. But then you had a lot of males that were sent off to war, and there was only a very small percentage, that came back. So you have different things that affect the population in a different thing, and you have to go from there. Okay. So very good. I like the way you guys are thinking, and that's what this assignment's more about is thinking about this stuff. So what you're going to do, okay? So we're going to go to the assignment here. Remember, you go to content, and then lesson 3 will start the quiz, and it will have direct links for you in here. So I'm just going to kind of review this. Okay, so you have to say the total population of South America in 2019. So you're going to click on this link, okay, and it'll take you directly to where you need to be. Okay, you have to find the entire population from 2019 and put in the right numbers. Okay. Next, you have to say, what is the total number of females between males between 85 and 89? Then males. So you got to write in the answer here. Okay. According to the numbers you found on questions 2 and 3, which gender makes up more of the population? And then you have to theorize why that happened. Okay. And then you submit. So this will be your assignment that's due. If we look at the calendar, go back here, it'll be due on the 15th. Okay, so that was kind of our lesson today. Do you guys have any questions or anything of like how to look at population pyramids, what you need to do, anything like that? If not, I can leave it to you guys to go and start working on it. No questions. All right. Okay. Well, you guys are free to leave. I'll stick around if you guys have any questions or anything like that. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you. See ya. Appreciate it.